All right, Mitch, ready for our biggest, bestest, most amazingest, I don't think that's a word, intro. Well, we can't because we got nothing. Yeah, and it's
It's
no.
been dead.
It really has. There isn't a big enough thing to really do an intro about. And this is only like what, the third intro where we say we have no intro, because usually we
I,
do.
I don't keep count, to be honest with
I
you.
think so, if I remember correctly, and I'm vaguely remembering it. And I don't have that good of a memory, so don't take my word on it.
No, you really don't.
But this is, I think so. This is episode 30. That's why. So that's why I was like, maybe we have one.
Episode 30. Since when do you keep count of the numbers?
It's I also organize each episode. I have all the way to episode one in a file.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really only been 30.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what if we had three? We had probably one for each like 10 episodes.
Every 10, yeah.
Yeah, that's our thing though. That we'll have one for every 10 where we won't do anything. But yeah, I mean, like we said, nothing much happened this week. There wasn't that big of news either in the comic world. Like, really,
No.
just solicitations dropped, and that takes a lot of time by itself, anyways.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is the one about the new Iron Man. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, because we got some stuff to talk about that will be really funny to hear if you don't know of it yet. If you're not in the CBC Facebook group, you don't know it, and you'll just be laughing. Mitchell explained
Well,
to you
I'd imagine a lot of people know. I just
probably.
don't know if it's made the rounds.
I
But
mean, yeah, you're right. So well, I mean, Mitch will get to that in a little bit, and of course, we got comics to talk about this week. Now that you already know, my boy Blue Beetle is coming back, so I'm happy to talk about that. But first off, why don't we just get on started with the first piece of news, and that is Champions will apparently change the world according to Marvel's editor in chief Axel Alonso. Now, this is coming from this is being said because a new image just came out of Viv, right? Viv Vision,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like with the Champions logo, kind of reminds me of the Cavaliers. Change the world. What does this mean, Mitch? What does this mean?
Well, they've started the champions because they don't agree with everyone else, like the adults quotation mark.
Very true.
So, like their way of thinking doesn't match up with the kids, and obviously they're a different generation, and it changes from generation to generation. So, change the world.
I mean, you'll never get a better example than when me and you were discussing things.
Yeah, it's
uh,
always better when it's off, when it's not recording as well.
yeah, but we go on for a long time, so that's why we don't get that much time when we do this show. Or at least sometimes like I said, I like to leave it to an hour. Sometimes we go an hour and a half. But this, along what you said, the whole generation gap thing, you also got to add in the whole diversity gap thing, and that the
Oh yeah,
Avengers,
you can look at that as it has got technically two meanings.
like the Avengers seem primarily white, and when you got the champions now, I mean, correct me, I don't think there's a white person on that
Yeah,
team.
there is the Cyclops.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Cyclops joining. You're right. At
I
least
think he might be the only one.
he is, because we got an Asian, we got a half Latin or half African American slash Latin in
Sam,
we'll call him
Sam,
African American. Sam is the more Hispanic one,
yeah,
and then Viv
you
is a
can't.
robot.
Yeah, Viv's a robot. Kamala's obviously
Actually, what? I don't want to get it wrong. What is she? I forget. She's over there in the eastern.
she's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, but we don't know
I'm,
exactly
I'm
which
not
part.
exactly sure which country she's from.
I wonder if they ever mentioned. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that.
They have mentioned it. She's Middle Eastern. That's fine.
That's good enough.
I know it's
Wait,
not wrong technically.
but yeah, in the solicitations for Champions #1, it does say that following the fallout of Civil War II, Miss Marvel, Nova, Spider-Man, Cyclops, Viv Vision, Totally Awesome Hulk get their own team, and then they're determined to change the world, and they're only the beginning. So does this mean there's going to be a new wave of younger heroes, maybe either joining the Champions or in general just coming out into the Marvel series? You know, like Ghost Rider, he's coming back, and he's a very young Marvel hero, if you want to say anti-hero, hero still.
You say he's not much older than these lot.
Yeah, so
Huh?
I think that's cool though. I mean, I can't remember a time when there was so many of these young heroes having their own series or having their own team, but I'm pretty sure there was.
I
But
mean, it only makes sense.
yeah, look at the times we're in. You know what I mean? Young people are starting to be up there and starting to change the world. Why can't comics reflect the real world? If they always do, why can't they now?
But we all know the reason why they're called the champions.
Hmm.
It's because New Avengers never sells.
Ooh.
Or not New Avengers, Young Avengers. What I'm talking about.
Do
You put Young Avengers on the book and it flops.
Do you think is that what happened before?
It's what happens every time.
Oh, I did not know that actually.
It never lasts.
I remember they made an animated movie out of that, out of Young Avengers.
I don't think I've seen that.
You remember that? It was on Netflix a long time ago. I watched it a couple years
It
ago.
was on the US Netflix. The
Yeah.
UK's different.
But it was also a part of that whole like little series of animated movies where they did the Ultimates. It was like Ultimates 1 and then 2 and then Young Avengers.
Oh, it was connected to that.
I think so at least. And then Tony was like the only one still there and was helping all the younger ones. And I think it's because the world was like in the post-apocalyptic, and then he had to take care of the kids because they're the future, and he was training them and everything.
Yeah.
I think it was Ultron actually who made the world post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
It would make sense because Ultron had his son on that team, I think.
Yeah. There, I mean, anybody listening can comment down below as well or whatever. But this is awesome. Champions, you know, so this is the way we're going. And, you know, next up, we got another new face coming up. That is Riri Williams, who's not Iron Man. She is Ironheart.
But the book's still called Invincible Iron Man.
Which is weird. Why? Maybe it's because they wanted to sell. I get it. But because Ironheart, maybe people will be like, what's that really about? Or whatever, you know. But if you slap the name Iron Man on it, I'm pretty sure people will get on board.
Or maybe they know what Ironheart is to people.
And they're just having it in
that's
store.
why it's not called Ironheart.
True that. But I feel like we should mention, we kind of hyped it up in the beginning. People, of course, who are in the CBC Facebook group know where the name Ironheart is from. You want to tell the listeners, Mitch?
The Japanese Iron Man porn parody.
Bam! There you go. Scoops. Scoops. That is a very awkward situation to be in, if I do say so myself.
Well, it shows what Joe Quesada's into, because he came up. So it's just like I see Joe Quesada.
We've been like talking back and forth, not just us, but like Armin and everything of like, do you think they will take it back in the future and give her a new name and be like, oh, that was just like the beginning as she was training. Now she's actually like something else.
I don't know, because Bendis has said that it matches like who the character is and it's like integral to the story.
What? Yeah.
So I don't know if they will change it. I personally would. You know, you could probably get a name that's not as what's the word? Fuck.
I have no idea.
No, it's too hard, man. It's fucking English summers are so.
What are you trying to go for though? Like her?
I don't know.
Are you trying to go for a name you think that she could have, or?
No, I was trying to think of a word, but it's
Ironheart. I would assume that just is trying to show that she has a lot of heart and that she's going to be tested in some way, or she has Tony in her heart.
Probably, but then again, she has got They keep showing her with the arc reactor on the chest.
Yeah.
So maybe
she has her own Iron Heart.
Yeah. I know Bendis has said something about it, but I can't. Is it in this article?
I don't know, but punch for days, Mitch.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, at least it's not like Iron Maiden or anything stupid like that, or Iron Woman.
Where's that from? Oh,
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, I just found it. Yeah.
See, what they should have done.
I thought they could have called it.
Take iron away, put the chemical symbol for iron, and then just have male.
I don't think that could be as her name, yes, but I don't think that you could put that as a title.
Why not? You know, it's Iron. You know, it says female. She's a female Iron Man.
Man, that would be the title.
No, that's why I said changed in man to male, because then it would say female.
Female. Ah, now I get it. I had the picture in my head. But that'd be funny. But I think it could probably be better in terms of like, just awareness of.
Oh, it was that. I didn't know it was already used before.
Well, Ironheart?
Yeah, it was previously used by an alternate universe Iron Man in 2000 Marvel series Avatars, Covenant
Ah,
of the Shield.
look, I don't even know what music I was listening to okay, I do know what music. I don't even know what I was doing in 2000, so I don't
Was
remember.
also used in a story arc titled for a 2009 War Machine title. Oh, so
So the porn parody
it's
got it from them.
well, the porn parody is just funny. But
I don't want to. I don't want to Google Wikipedia it like just to see when it came
they've
out.
stolen the porn parody's helmet. Like that
Uh,
is a fact. So they've obviously watched it.
true,
Don't care what they say.
true. But with that, we'll move on to our next one, and that is we're finally getting into the solicitations, DC and Marvel November solicitations, and we'll run down the DC stuff first and seeing what's coming in November because there's a bunch of stuff. People love solicitations, so let's get on with it.
It's
First up,
funny how spoilers for comics are like actually. Okay.
right? Because in this movies for now, I mean, I don't, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't have an answer to that honestly, but there's a lot of people who love them. So going on to a first thing for DC November solicitations. Apparently, the DC writers from the workshop of DC Writers Workshop are going to be having their own series, New Talent Showcase #1. Now, of course, a writer workshop for a company is not really all that like rare. I'm pretty sure all of them have it.
No, everyone has
Yeah,
it.
but this is I guess they're gonna have their own series where they get to each write their own like story in like
Or they'll have a one
magazine.
shot. Wouldn't have a series.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like nine. I read it wrong. I thought it was gonna be 9 issues,
Which
and each
features
issue was gonna
stories
be
from 9 writers. It's
yeah.
gonna
But this
be
whole one
one.
shot is gonna be 9 writers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what better way
It's
to
basically a preview magazine. That's what it
yeah
is.
yeah to see what these writers can do, what stories they like, and everything. Like, what's the? I mean, you got to put your best foot forward. You got to start with what you think you can write the best. Next, though, we'll go into Green Lantern, and apparently John Stewart is gonna be fighting. Though I don't know technically where he's at. All the because we know how Jordan is out there looking for the rest of the Green Lantern Corps. As of this moment, I can't remember what happened at the end of Edge of Oblivion. I feel like they didn't come back to the universe. I could be completely wrong. Somebody's gonna mention it, which is completely okay with me because I don't remember what happened because it wasn't that memorable of a story to me, to be honest. Besides that Baz was in it and then he's on Earth.
Didn't you just say a minute ago you had a good memory?
No, I didn't. I said I probably
You
don't.
sure?
I said I don't.
You
So
sure?
yeah, I'm sure. I said I
You sure?
don't. Don't try to fake me out. I remember I said I have a good memory. Then I said actually I don't.
Yeah.
So, but this is something about the Green. I think it's gonna be telling like the whole Wonder Woman type story where one of it is like in the present, one's in the past. But this one's gonna be one is Hal Jordan, one's the core, and they're all gonna
Yeah.
eventually meet up. Maybe something like that. So, and they're gonna find. Apparently, they might be in the Beyond, which could be hell. I'm assuming, or some black void.
Well, it's always the term for it, isn't it? Like the great beyond. It's
Yeah,
always like
yeah.
afterlife and death. So
Next, we have a new miniseries called Superpowers, which is featuring the Trinity, and it's just gonna be like a very cartoony for kids type miniseries.
it looks like the funny pages you
Yeah,
get in like newspapers.
the point brought to me by Mitch was that Superman actually has the Man of Steel kind of look to him, besides the red belt. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's the Man of Steel look to him. Batman's more classic, and Wonder Woman, he says a little bit more New 52-ish, except without the jacket. Yeah. So it's I guess they're just getting from all different sorts and ranges of these heroes, in terms of their looks. I did not expect like the Adam West type Batman though.
Well, why not? Because they're having the movie of it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Right. So, going on to
And
the next,
isn't Batman '89 getting a comic series?
I think so. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming back. I think it's 89.
Yeah, it's '89. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I don't know. It's hard to remember because
I swear I saw something about that earlier. I didn't really pay attention. I was playing Pokemon still.
maybe we'll see. Next up, Super Sons. It's not canceled. Trying to set it up. Essentially, we've said that before, but it's being said again in the solicitations that the Sons will come together. And I remember someone brought up an actual real good point in the comments a while back ago. I forget which episode. I forget which person. So sorry. But it was a good point of saying that Batman doesn't know who the Superman is. He knew who New 52 Superman was because they were friends and everything. He doesn't know who this guy was, and he thinks the guy mentioned in the comments that maybe their sons interacting will be able to have Batman trust this new Superman a little bit.
But here's the thing, like the DC universe technically is the same as it was pre-Flashpoint. It's the same universe, but the Superman changed. So this Batman should technically know who this Superman is.
No, it's New 52.
Yes. Not this one.
This Rebirth universe, it's all been from New 52.
Yeah, but it's this.
This Superman is before New 52.
No, the New 52 is still pre-Flashpoint because they even made a point to say in Rebirth
they took away
that
10
it
years.
shouldn't change this much. The Flashpoint doesn't do what happened.
Until the Dr. Manhattan came out of nowhere or something. It was like,
No, it's still the same universe, but it's obviously the shit got taken and it.
But when in terms of
that's what I thought.
Well, when you're looking at the stories, at least per se, they reference stuff that happens in New 52. So New 52, we'll just say it's New 52. You know what I mean? So this Batman.
Yeah, but like, it's the same universe still.
From Superman? No.
From pre-Flashpoint, it's the same.
Then it's
New 52 was a reboot at the time, but now with Rebirth, it's not technically a reboot. It's just they've had the time taken, and it's changed the universe in this way.
Yeah, but
so it's technically this Batman should know the Superman because
I think you're making it a little bit more complicated. I think you're reading into it too much than I think you should have. At least from my point of view, I feel like it isn't that like in depth. Like this is Batman.
I haven't been reading it, but that's just how I took it. And that's
the way I
could be wrong. I'm saying that's how I see it.
Well, the way I see it is that whatever, just simply take it from the start of New 52's timeline. That's the start of all these characters besides the Superman. The Superman already had a start beforehand, and he just popped into this universe after Brainiac had the domes and Convergence. So that he doesn't know this Superman because it's a little. It might be the whole weird thing where if we're looking at a straight timeline, right? Maybe this Superman got taken out before Flashpoint, but he still stayed. There still was a Superman there that got turned into Flashpoint. It's a weird thing, I know, but I think we're just looking too much into it, to be honest. So next one, a bunch of Rebirth comics are leaving in November, which to be expected. Dr. Fate, the one with the kid, a lot of people, like Mitch said before, didn't really catch on with that one, which is
no. I mean, like you saw that they were doing the series, and there was nothing.
But there's a couple of them. Other than that, just wanted to mention that there's comics that are going to be ending. I guess Lex and Superman are going to be teaming up now as both Supermen, and they're going to be facing a villain named Godslayer. Which interesting point, which I'll bring up later, is that they actually cost Lex Superman one time, like a lady does it in the new Action Comics.
I thought you were meaning they call Superman like a lady.
No.
The way you said it's just like,
my bad.
Superman.
A lady called Lex Superman when she got helped. So that's going to be interesting. Like, he's going to have to, like, share the role or whatever. Next
it's Spider-Man, basically.
I mean...
It's the same premise. There's two Supermen, and then they fight someone. It's exactly what they did in Spider-Man.
Well, they already fought Doomsday. But this is just more Lex, like... Now because this is what Lex has always wanted. He always thought he could be a better Superman than Superman, and because he's human, he thinks a human should be the one to defend Earth, not some alien. And now he's got what he got, and he's a little different though from the previous Lex, because this Lex is like a little bit nicer per se, because that's why when Superman,
like, he's being Superman, he's a lot different than the last Lex.
Yeah, for sure. Next one, Justice League. It's the whole Tower of Babel, Justice League Doom thing. Batman has security measures, someone hacks and uses it against him. Oh, Batman, when will you ever learn? Right?
I mean, well, why does he still have it? Like, after Tower of Babel, like, I know it's Batman's thing, but, like, get rid of it. Like, you've seen what goes wrong. Like,
well, that's Batman's thing, though. He's paranoid.
Yeah, but it's paranoid and it's being dumb.
Well, maybe he thinks he can... There's also cockiness in him. Maybe he thinks he can defend it more. DC Starro's coming back. He's making... he already came back. Well, kind of. Well, he's coming back again. And he's doing new Superman number 5, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps number 9. and a couple other villains are coming back. Dr. Destiny, the Shade. So basically, DC villains, some of them are coming back, which is gonna be interesting to see Starro versus this new like Chinese Justice League type deal.
And it makes sense for him to be like their first villain. Really.
I like the first one in
Yeah.
Justice League. Yeah. Aquaman apparently is gonna be fighting his own terrorist group now. The Delusionals is what I probably would say. So that's cool. Aquaman, that's his thing now. Like, cause he's King Atlantis. He's trying to get both the land and the sea to come together, but terrorists are trying to stop it. So real world type stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Which is always nice to see. And then Superman versus Swamp Thing. Superman Annual #1. I know some people are actually really looking forward to this because there's a lot of fans of Swamp Thing, even though it doesn't.
People love Swamp Thing.
Yeah, people.
Absolutely
He's OP, dude. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
he is OP if he wants to be.
Well, so are most of DC's characters. Let's be honest.
It's true. But that's their thing. It's because they're gods, godlike type characters, and they're trying to be human. Next up now, though, we'll go into Marvel Solicitations and see what they got for November. Of course, we already done this before with the whole Doom in the Iron Man mask and Infamous Iron Man, but it begs the question of where is Tony? Is he going to be the AI, as you mentioned before, for Riri? Possibly?
That's what I think he's going to be anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're not saying, like, if it was something like, oh, he's taking a leave because Civil War 2's, like, broken his spirit or whatever, they'd probably say it. But they're not. They're being really coy about everything.
He's going to Cancun. Let's just say that.
He's going to, what
Don't
was
go to
that
Rio.
Get the Zika virus.
Yeah. Tony fighting the Zika. Avengers fighting the Zika virus. Next one, it's more about the death of X. It's also teasing more people of dying that are X-Men. Emma Frost, maybe other people who could die and everything like that. So Cyclops ain't the only one that's gonna be dying. That's all we can say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I was just reading it just then.
Yeah. Alright. Next one. Other characters coming back from the dead. Franklin. Some other ones.
Matty Franklin.
Yeah. Maddie Franklin. It's a weird name. Maddie. And just other people are going to be just in different series are going to be coming back from the dead. I mean, DC's bringing back villains. Marvel's just bringing back.
But let's face fact. Like, let's actually talk about this one for a second.
What's up?
Because they are bringing back a big.
Go ahead.
Someone big, and they've only just died.
Do your deal.
You know, for whatever reason, the Hand is bringing the Hulk back.
Didn't we say that before that was going to happen?
Well, we said it was going to come back. We didn't. No one said the Hand.
Did I say that? Because I saw whatchamacallit, because in Daredevil Season 2, they brought back Elektra. And I was like, what if they just do it here? Or I felt like it wasn't like just a complete guess. I had to base it off something. I know I saw it somewhere.
I don't remember you saying anything at all.
I swear I thought I was like, what if the Hand brings them back?
No,
but I swear it was off something.
If you did, it wasn't on here, and it wasn't to me.
No, it was on here when we said Hulk died. I swear, I'll go back. I'll get the time code because whenever that issue was.
Either way, they're bringing him back.
Alrighty.
Fucking quickly.
Like how many issues is that?
He's probably not even cold, and they brought him back already. But they only say the Hulk. They don't say Bruce Banner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's what I said too.
That's what I said. I've been saying that for ages.
Yeah,
so I've been saying that they might phase out Ruffalo in the movies as well.
So I was saying the Hand would bring back him, but use the Hulk only as the
I don't remember you saying about the Hand.
I swear I said it. All right, I'll go back and if I didn't say it, oh well, I'll say it next week. I'll be like, I didn't say it, guys. Sorry. But oh well, that's just like bringing it super fast. It's crazy. I mean, you just had this big.
But either way, if it is just the Hulk they're bringing back, you could do some interesting stuff with that.
Yeah. Going next, some new creators. Wayne Brady's gonna be making his own comic or writing. He's gonna be writing Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. Some people are coming back for Guardians of the Galaxy. Someone's stepping in for Mighty Thor, and then someone's gonna be making the long-awaited, apparently, Cage miniseries.
It's been years this Cage series been promised. So.
He's an animator. He probably had he didn't have a lot of time to try it out.
Well, I don't know what he's been doing recently, but it was the Dexter's Lab guy.
Ah, okay. I see. But yeah, with that, Jessica Jones, she's, she had her Netflix series, and now she's gonna be solving one of the biggest mysteries of the new Marvel universe. Who's? Oh wait. Okay, because it's later on in this like solicitations that there's another mystery that's also going to be a big mystery for the Marvel universe. Bunch of mysteries. That's comics, right? Just mysteries upon mysteries. That's comics. If you love a good mystery, don't read a mystery novel. Read a comic.
Well, everything's a mystery because it's issue by issue. So to
True.
find out next is a mystery.
Sure. Next one, the Unworthy Thor. Now this is interesting. Now, at first, it said in the solicitation that it was going to be called a miniseries, but now with the announcement of the Unworthy Thor series, it's actually being called an ongoing series. So
no, you've got that back to front.
What?
It was said when it was announced that it was going to be an ongoing. It's now being referred to as a miniseries.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was the other way around. So
it says right there, was it cut down? ?
Yeah. So is it, or like? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be an ongoing. It could be a 6.
I was gonna say like it's.
We're just learning what.
I can't think who writes the Thor at the minute. Who writes Thor?
Something Aaron? Jason Aaron? No.
So is it Jason Aaron?
Is it? Let me see.
Can't remember.
I feel like yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No,
he's been writing Thor from like the God Bomb. I think it was a God Bomb arc.
Mighty Thor, right?
Yeah. And then obviously it's the Mighty Thor with Jane Foster. Like he's just had this one massive long saga that's been going over the last couple of years. So it being a mini series isn't really a problem.
Yeah,
if it tells that part of the story, it tells that part of the story.
That's all we need to know, anyways. How he became unworthy. That's all everybody wants to know, really.
It could lead to an ongoing. You just don't know.
Yeah. So. Reunions. We got Bucky, Kobik being part of the center of the Marvel Universe, and they're gonna be showing up in Thunderbolts, or he may be in trouble in Thunderbolts. Actually, showing up. So.
I don't know. I don't read Thunderbolts, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. To be honest, it's not my favorite team.
I mean, I've heard like this new run.
Probably good. Yeah, probably. Just we could only read 5. I mean, we don't have.
I read more than 5.
Yeah, but we have to talk about 5, so we can't just always talk about like all of them. A new Ultimate. Oh, that was loud. A new Ultimate is coming back, and that cover is awesome. If I do say so, that number 1 cover is awesome. You mentioned it before, I think, right?
Say that again, sir?
I thought you mentioned this before, the new Ultimates. Yeah, I know we mentioned it in the Marvel preview.
Yeah, it was on the lineup of it, Ultimate Squared.
Oh, I thought you mentioned it another time too, so never mind.
Yeah. But it's interesting because it sounds like it's gonna be focusing more on Galactus, and they're gonna be his heralds.
But what should be noted, Mitch, is that there's 4 black characters and 1 white character leading the front. Gosh, why can't...
Well, technically there's 3 black characters. America Chavez.
Oh, she just looks black from here, but she's probably Hispanic, right?
Well, everyone looks fucking black to you at the minute.
Bro, tell me she doesn't look black.
Oppressing white people, Joe.
Tell me she doesn't look black from here.
No, she doesn't, because she's a completely different skin tone to the other.
Oh, yeah, maybe once I enlarged it. You're right.
Yeah. I
didn't enlarge it, and she just looked the same to everybody. But... that is cool though. But the whole bringing Galactus back.
Oh, that's I forgot the guy's name. He's in the series at the minute.
Mr. Marvel.
No, there's a silhouette in the back between them and Galactus.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Was he the guy in the beginning of the Avengers thingy? He reminds me of that guy when.
No, it's not ex-Nihilio or whatever the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
It's something matter, and I can't think of it.
Dark matter, light matter, I don't know.
No. I want to say Matter Man, but it's not.
As we move on from that, though, Venom. Venom is having his number 1, of course. He's not a lethal protector, not a space knight, so what could he be now? Is it someone else? Is it Eddie Brock? Is it not? Who knows? We'll find out.
Well, it makes sense it's someone else. Or it would make sense it's Eddie Brock. I doubt it'll be, Flash.
But it also mentions that a couple other villains are coming back for Spider-Man: Hobgoblin, Kane, and Carrion, 2 fell clones.
It fits in with the
clone conspiracy. Yeah.
Conspiracy, what the fuck you want to call it.
And this last one is the interesting one to me. Captain America Steve Rogers, number 7, will introduce an even bigger, I guess, something secret
Secret.
besides him being a Hydra agent. What else is a secret?
I don't know. There's got to be something in one of the in Sam Wilson cap and Steve Rogers cap and Pleasant Hill that sets this up.
Yeah.
Because he set up the whole Cap Hydra thing way back in one of the Sam Wilson issues. So there's something. There has to be something in what he's been writing that tells you what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's going to find it until this comes out anyway and be like, oh, look, he set it up ages ago. like it always does.
It doesn't say when it's coming out at the moment, but it's number 7. I have no idea what number we're on at the moment.
We're on number 4.
So 3 months. So it's once a month, 3 months. But with that, we're done.
I was going to say, what Solicitations? It's November.
Oh, yeah.
It's November.
No, but exactly. Like, when in November?
Well, it'll be the end of November.
Do you think so? Is that when the cap comes out?
This issue number 4 just came out this week. So it's going to be the end of the month.
Yeah. All right. With that, we'll move on to the comics of the week now. Past the solicitations. We'll actually talk about comics now. Comics of the week for August 24th, 2016. That Suicide Squad thing is still going on because it's that Suicide Squad month.
Oh,
but,
shit. I forgot about that.
What happened?
The hell am I doing next month?
Well, what? I'll tell you.
There's nothing out.
I'll tell you off show. But
tell me right now. I need to know.
No, as we're going into the comics of the week, I'm first because I have 5. Mitch only had 4, which is fine. That happens. But I'll get on into it. And the only one first that I could talk about, really, that isn't too much to talk about, I guess. Wonder Woman number 5. Now, it's still really, they're good issues. They're just not like big things that are happening yet. It's slow and steady wins the race, with this. And it's very interesting, though. But the one thing, though, is that they do give a mention, like some of the other series, like Action Comics, Flash, Titans, of how something out there and Green Lanterns is messing because there's a panel, like in Rebirth, there was this one page where she was looking in the mirror and it was like, it was Wonder Woman from throughout her 75 years. And in here, It's the same thing, except only 3 versions. They show it and they're talking about like, she's talking to Cheetah, basically saying someone took something from me and I had to try to get it back because I can't get back to my island. I have to find out why the gods are not letting me back and what's happening all this time. So something's out there that's messing with time and everything and not letting her back into the island. So I'm telling you, it's a little by little, but it might, so whatever it is, it's still pretty interesting because, we'll see that, I guess, friggin' this guy, this like god or whatever he is this villain is taking Steve Trevor and basically making him a sacrifice for something. And it's gonna be crazy. I'm like, cause Wonder Woman's gonna have to get on in there, but it's what's his face, Greg Rucka. He's doing this and it's getting pretty good. Actually, this is more, I think the present stuff is being more active than the past stuff at the moment. So,
yeah.
But what I forgot to mention though, in the last time when it was talking about the past stuff was that the way Wonder Woman looked in that, or Diana, because she was Diana on the island, she looked like Shay from Game of Thrones. She really did. When she was in the white, like, type of, like, dress type thing, like, skirt, she really looked like Shay from Game of Thrones. I was like, that's awesome. I don't know if that was intentional or if that just happens, but that's awesome. But other than that, that was a good issue. Go ahead.
Sweet. Mosaic Prelude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what do you want to fucking call it? I had no idea this was coming out at all.
Last second thing?
Yeah, it was never advertised. I saw that. We never spoke about it. But it's literally just 12 pages of introduction to him. And the first thing is one of the editors has written this letter. And it's basically saying the core of the book's going to be about if you ever wanted to be anyone, be anyone to do anything. And they're going to have the themes of identity, empathy, and differences and similarities between people. So you get a nice little intro there, but it's literally what you see. I'm going to guess it's from the first issue, and it's going to be half of it or something. But he's already you don't see him at all for the entire thing. He's already in the body of someone, and like he's breaking into the Shield base called the Garage, and like he name drops the fridge from Agents of Shield and all that. And he's jumping from person to person until like they've served their purpose for what he's trying to do. So like he gets someone who can go to here, and he then gets caught because someone's found the knocked out body, and he's like, right, well I need you to get to here, and then Agent May shows up and they have a fight. He then jumps into May, and then he gets in Lola, like Coulson's car, and then it basically becomes an Agent of Shield episode at the end. It's like, here's May, here's Coulson, here's Daisy. And like they're tracking him, and like he's like taking a car and got away, and then you see him at the very end, and like it's pretty decent. Like it's different enough.
But did it tell you what he's all about?
It didn't really tell you anything, like apart from that letter at the start. That's the most information you get about him. Like this is what he's going to be doing, sort of thing, or like here's a little glimpse. Like it's as I said, it's different enough. Like I'll still check it out. You'll probably enjoy it, I reckon. Yeah. He talks like you.
What does that mean? Does that mean like very urban ghetto? If I might.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what up though? What's good, fam?
Too much of my little white brain. Oh. He actually says that this is lit at one point. In the first
let's get it, Mosaic. Let's get it.
It's just like, oh. No, don't say lit.
He's my hero. All right. Going on to my next one. I got The Flash #5. Now, the art, I really actually do like the art. I feel like it was the first 3 issues that were sketchy. Like not sketchy as in like, I don't know about this, but sketchy as in just look sketchy.
It looked like a sketch, yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I still enjoyed it though, but this is way better. And it's The Flash's Day Off. That's what the title's called, right? And what happens on day offs? Everything, apparently.
Well, it depends who you are. If you're Ferris Bueller, everything happens.
Well, so does for the Flash. Because even bad things happen for the Flash on his day off. But it's crazy because now we see the introduction of like Wally trying to be more of a speedster, and he actually goes after seeing the promotion at the Star Labs. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check it out. Wait, never mind, I'm gonna back out." And then Flash's new girlfriend apparently is like, "Oh, look, that's Wally. Let me go help him." And then they save someone and all that. So it's cool seeing Wally like try and embrace it, even though he's not like he's kind of scared of it, but he's only willing to do it because she knows the Flash.
Yeah.
So he's a big fan of the Flash, and that's always the thing. Like Wally West is always a big fan of the Flash, and that's really why he gets in. I mean, that's really why he got in the first place to become like a speedster, was because he wanted to be like Barry. He wanted to be the Flash, even though Barry will say the Speed Force kind of helped him and got him a partner. Either way, they both wanted it. But yeah, it was an interesting issue. Godspeed actually shows up in this, and he shows up in the Star Labs and basically is trying to take everybody's speed, like all those hundreds of speedsters.
So he's Zoom from the series.
Yeah, but more productive, I would say, because he took down everybody. He took down everybody in what, like 3 issues or 5 issues? Well, 3 issues because he didn't show up to like the third one. But
he's still Zoom though.
Not yet. I have to see their motivations. Because, Zoom didn't necessarily just wanted to... that was the thing about Zoom that I had a problem with. He had too many motivations. Like, first he wanted to steal speed, and then he wanted to destroy the multiverse. Like, what did you want, bro? Did you just want to be the fastest guy, or did you want to destroy the multiverse? But this guy...
I mean, why can't a villain do everything?
It's true. But this guy, you don't know what he's all about. Like, he just shows up and is stealing people's speed and killing people, like... You're just he's just like kind of ominous at first, and that suit looks awesome, honestly. But yeah,
it is a cool looking suit.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if he is the quick white Power Ranger.
Other than that, though, there's not much that happens in this issue besides like Barry goes on his day off and then his girlfriend gets attacked. But I will mention though that there's it's going to be something interesting about the partner that he has, like that's a cop, but he's also his like Flash partner. He's kind of being a little bit too what's the word for it? Like not hard-headed, but reckless, I would say. Like he's teaching all the students like how to dodge bullets already. He's trying to be like super like just get into it and everything. Like that's not what you're slow and steady, bro.
Is rash the word?
Yeah, maybe. But the also interesting thing though is that you get to see kind of like how the Flash, how Barry went through being able to control his powers because he taught what he went through to his girlfriend, who then is teaching it to Wally, and
Yeah,
you get to see a little bit of what he had to go through because you never really get to see what he has to go through like throughout the I don't know how many years the Flash has been around. You see it here and there, but you never really see or hear of what he has to go through to control it. It's always
yeah,
like he's been the Flash. You know?
yeah.
So it's very
That's cool.
interesting.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool. So that's all I got. Oh, wait. The thing, though, is now that, forget static, because Wally West can shoot out electricity.
Oh damn!
So now we don't need static,
So you're saying forget the black guy.
because there's
The
another black guy. Yeah.
black Wally West can do it. Ah, I thought you
That's
said
funny. Go ahead.
Steve Rogers, Captain America #4. This was a long issue.
Oof.
Long issue. So would this ever end? It's good, but will it end? Never. But you get a lot in this. Like you get so much. You get the kitchen sink. You get the classic flashback for this, and Steve's mum is basically wanting to run away because she knows Hydra, that the Hydra woman has killed her husband because he keeps beating her, and she's trying to get away and like get Steve to hurry up and pack before this woman like comes to their house basically. But like she shows up with like thug number 1 and thug number 2, and like it doesn't go particularly well because she ends up being killed, and like Steve runs away but he gets captured by them. So little Steve's fucked. So we're gonna get more. We're actually gonna find out why it's Hydra. It doesn't make sense in a minute. It's like why would you be Hydra when they've killed your mum and dad?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. But and they finally bring back the new Quasar. I can't remember her name for the life of me. But like she's being trained by Wendell like to use the cosmic bands, or like, no, the quantum bands. My bad. And like she reaches this state of like cosmic awareness, and then she gets brought out of it quickly. You find out how Steve got this lab for Selvig in the last issue, and this Steve is brutal as fuck. Like I've never seen this villain before in my life, but it's someone, I think it's called the Red Ghost or something like that. And like he has all these like gorillas and stuff, and Steve is just like ripping their heads off with his shield, like straight up decapitating him.
Damn.
And as this guy's like trying to get away through the wall, Steve kind of like catches him with this rope that makes him, you know, the whole phase thing through a wall.
Yeah.
And you make it so they can't phase and make him solid again, basically.
Wow.
And he does that as his arm and leg is in the wall. So he just decapitates him like that and then takes his head off.
Oh god, brutal.
It's like, see, this is the point where I can understand people not liking this Cap. Yes, Cap is a soldier and he does kill people, but this might be a bit. It's just like, ooh, this is cold-blooded, Steve. Mm-hmm. But you get a subplot with the villains where the helicarrier crashed that had Zemo in it, and like Zemo is officially dead. Like you see his skull with the crown and the purple mask, but like Taskmaster's investigating it because something's not right. You get a little bit with the Maria Hill case with Shield, but the main like part of the book is Steve doesn't agree with Red Skull, so he's Hydra, but he's not really Hydra because he's like, oh, Hydra's been infested. It's not this isn't how Hydra should be. This isn't pure. This isn't right. Because Red Skull is basically ISIS at this moment. Ooh. He's doing the whole like fear tactic thing. So Steve needs Selvig to help him get Kobik back. And Kobik's with the Thunderbolts. Because she's the only one that can actually give away his secret. So he needs her for some reason. Obviously for that reason. And he's got to take down the Red Skull as well. So it's kind of like, he is Hydra, but he's not Hydra. But yeah. Damn. And that's the issue.
I just can't picture it of Steve being that brutal, but
oh, yeah, there's you see it.
Alright.
It's kind of like, it makes sense. The shield's pointed at the end. Like, why would you not use it for that reason?
True. Next up, I got Titans #2, which I love this one cover. I don't know who does, but I'll show it to you later. It's really good. But this is This is basically the Titans fighting a magician who has real magic, and they're fighting against their younger selves because that magician remembers pre New 52 like Flashpoint, right?
Is this Teen Titans? Did you
No, it's
say?
Titans.
I was gonna say, how can you fight younger version of yourself?
That's why they're fighting like Wally. Since he has like that red costume, he's fighting the one he was in the yellow. Then Dick Grayson's Nightwing fighting Robin himself. So it's kind of like that one time in Naruto when the team, what is this, with Rock Lee had to fight themselves. You remember that back then?
I can't remember that.
Remember all the way back then in Shippuden when they were going after the first.
I barely remember anything from Naruto.
Okay,
so.
never mind. But they're fighting themselves basically, right? Because this magician remembers what happened back then. Like he remembers that Wally messed him up, and he was someone new now in New 52. But then now that they messed with Wally's memories and Speed Force, like it activated that guy's memories.
Yeah.
In the same way it activated the Titans' memories. But that's all it is. Just these guys fighting their younger selves. Which the best part was that it's showing what experience does, because each of them kind of defeat their counterparts because of experience. Like Wally's like running side by side with the younger Wally, and then they're talking and banter, and then Wally, like as Kid Flash says, I might be the fastest kid alive, but I'm not the dumbest. And he trips his younger selves instead of just keep running aside. Yeah. He just trips, and I'm like, that's smart. Like, why? Like, you could just trip someone, right?
Why not do it to speedsters more often?
Right, but that's experience right there. He knows that now, at least. Like, he knocked down the younger one, and that's all it is, really. It's just fighting their counter selves and all that. There's one moment I did not know that I did not see coming. I did not think what's his face, Roy and Donna might be a thing, because it got said that Roy loves Donna Troy, which is like the Wonder chick, basically.
Yeah.
So that's new. But other than that, yeah, I think that's really all. It was a really good issue, though. It was okay. Like, it was just fun. I don't know. This is a weird thing because it was so hyped up, and then it's a cool issue, but it doesn't necessarily do too much. Like, what am I supposed? Are they just gonna capture this guy and then question him? Like, what do you remember about me before, or whatever?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I want to see that part. Go ahead.
Captain Marvel #8, one of 2 series that are pro Carol.
Ooh.
In the Civil War.
Yeah.
But it's basically she's showing T'Challa around this like base they have. It's a base of operations for Ulysses, really. Like he has divisions. They have him on like a video camera or a video screen, and like he can. It's showing that he's evolved his powers, so like he can now pause the vision and take in little details. So he now knows the time and the place and the date that that his visions could happen. So you see that, and like they got like a response team with like Kamala and Miles, and the whole time she's walking T'Challa around and he's asking her these questions. Like everything she says, she's got a counter question for to try and like just to make sure that she knows what she's doing and that this is actually the right thing to do, and like to see if he's going to be on her side or not. And like she has this conversation with Hawkeye, and she kind of says like, "You're the only one I can talk to," because like Rhodey's gone, and like if Rhodey was still here, she'd know what to do. There was a really loud beep just then. That was distracting as fuck.
It's okay.
But oh my gosh, I'm just gonna find this page quickly. Yeah, she kind of gives this thing because she's saying that she's not always 100% sure about the actions of these visions and everything. She's like, I can't talk to anyone on Tony's side because then I'm admitted defeat and like I'm saying I'm wrong. But I can't talk to anyone on my side, like Kamala, because then she loses confidence in everything, and I can't kind of have that because then my side's like obviously getting defected Tony's side because you're not going to follow someone who's not confident in what they're doing. And she kind of says like, why did you shoot Banner? And obviously he says that I saw the green in his eyes, but she's like, the vision, you saw the vision and you know it didn't happen there. It was a completely different lie. It was in downtown New York and we were in Central Park or whatever. Not that I know your geography, so I probably made it
Yeah,
myself.
I suck at geography too.
But like, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, it ends with them going on this other mission for an old villain that's been depowered for years.
Ooh.
Like, it's a good couple of decades. And
Everybody's
it all,
coming back.
yeah, like it all goes tits up, and it's kind of like they think he's getting his powers back when actually he isn't. He doesn't actually know what's going on. But it kind of ends up T'Challa being on her side and like kind of agreeing with them, saying like, "I would have done the same thing," because like there's something bigger going on with that vision, but they haven't told us what it is yet.
Ooh.
So unless it's a bigger thing going on, we don't know. But they kind of allude there is.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Going on to my next one, I have. I'll go with Action Comics. Where is this? Action Comics 962, and this is like the end of the whole Doomsday arc, right? But which is weird, because I thought Mr. Oz was gonna be able to he looked like he was handling Doomsday all easy, and then Doomsday just kills his henchman, which was funny. But it's awesome seeing this Superman kind of just like I mean, I said it before with Wally West, since he was in a previous universe, it's more experience. You know, he knows what to do. He's not being stupid like he would before, because he didn't know what to do before. Like he took him to his fortress, and he knew this time to send him to the Phantom Zone, really. But that doesn't necessarily get rid of him, because Mr. Oz basically he kind of intercepts the portal from his Fortress of Solitude to the Phantom Zone and takes it to Mr. Oz's base. We don't know yet what this is for. And there's a comment by Wonder Woman in the comic saying that, whoever's wanting to get him probably wants to use him as a weapon. And Mr. Oz, you see Mr. Oz basically say, no, you don't know what my real intentions are. I just try to test out how strong the Superman is.
Yeah.
It's still on the whole thing of what is his real, I really would like to know, what does he mean? What did he mean by you're not who you think you are? But it seems like all he wanted to know was really to find, to see if the Superman can handle something that beat him before. And if he could, that means he's stronger than before, and that means he's strong enough to face whatever threat is Mr. Oz is talking about and stuff like that. Or whatever's out there. If it is Dr. Manhattan, if it's not, because I remember I saw a comment saying that, what if it's not Dr. Manhattan? What if Dr. Manhattan is Mr. Oz just depowered and Ozymandias is the one out there? Yeah. And I was like,
I like that.
That's crazy. That'd be a twist. I would not see that coming till you said that, but in general, that would be a twist. If it's Ozymandias is the guy that's all powerful.
I mean, it would make sense.
How did he get all that power? Who knows?
Or that would be
the whole story, right? Yeah. That'd be cool. And Mr. Oz too. Oh, yeah. Okay, but it was a good issue. I liked seeing John and Lois basically look, Wonder Woman, you gotta go help out, alright? And then Superman gave Wonder Woman a fist bump, but I'm clearly this is not New 52 Superman. They're not in love. So I thought that was funny, but yeah, it was just it was a really good issue. I love the moment though when Lex is saving people, and then he saved the lady, as I mentioned before, and she says, "Thank you, Superman." And I'm pretty sure Lex inside is screaming like a little girl, because that's all he ever wanted. Really, he thinks he can be the best Superman, and he's trying to prove it right now. But
he's the superior Superman.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't put it past Lex could have his own Superman series. It's Doom is having his own Iron Man one.
I thought Lex is getting his own one.
I don't think he's getting his own Superman series.
I swear I saw he's getting the series.
Who has the bad memory? I don't think so, at least. Let me see. Series 26. I'm pretty sure not. Nothing I can see here. I know he's gonna. I know his sister's gonna be on Supergirl. He was in Batman v Superman, but he's not getting his own series just yet. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting, though.
I must have just made that up in my head.
But yeah, it was a good issue. The art is really good again here. I really like it. So go ahead.
International Iron Man, and I'm officially done. I'm done. Bendis fucked it. Bendis fucked it.
Oh, Bendis.
He goofed. But I was fine with his parents not being his parents. I thought I'd wait to see how that goes, see where they take it, what they do with it. and they had her as a nobody, or like his mother. That was fine, completely fine with it. But no, they have to be fucking Shield agents. And it's just like, why? The most generic thing you could have possibly fucking do.
That they were Shield agents.
And you do it. Like,
it's kind of like Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Peter Parker's...
that too.
Yeah, Peter Parker's mum and dad in the comics were Shield agents at one point, I think.
Yeah, so it's like, everybody's parents were Shield agents, apparently.
Yeah,
I bet you even capsules.
And it's just like, no, don't do it. Bad. But like, the whole issue is how they meet. And like, it's not interesting. They're not interesting. It's just like, I'll read to the end of the series because it's going to be finished soon. But I'm done.
Yeah.
It's no. If Bendis can just stick to Civil War 2 and Jessica Jones, that's fine with me. And obviously the other Iron Man book, but this one, no. This is just bad. No. Completely ruined the twist.
Yeah.
Because there's not even anything to talk about in the book, because it's just like his mum was a singer who became a Shield agent and then met his dad, and that's it. It's just like, oh, I was championing that series for ages, and it's just like, oh, it's let me down. Always lets me down. But yeah, that was my last one.
Going on to my last one though, Blue Beetle Rebirth #1, my boy. The art is not necessarily. It's kind of sketchy at times. Like not even sketchy in terms of that, but sketchy is not like I don't know how I feel about this. There's one page though that I thought was really cool with the art that worked well. I think it's when the artist has to do a bunch of characters at once. Like if there's a lot of things going on, that's where it starts deteriorating. But when he could do like one big page and it's about like this character.
Tell me, is it the lines or is it the color?
The lines. It's a little wonky at times. But at times, not all the time. It's just like when you first meet him, like it's a little weird. I don't know. You can tell he's more of a kid now, for sure. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's supposed to have facial expressions. I don't remember if any incarnation he does. He's my boy, and I forget.
What, Jaime? Is it Jaime?
And he honestly looks older than a high schooler. He looks like he shouldn't be in high school compared to his friends.
But he's had like.
He does have facial expressions, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's had the face, like the movable face mask.
Yeah, okay, I was remembering because I think in Young Justice they had it, but I remember in the comics they had it. I just forgot because New 52 wasn't that great. This I could say the interaction between Ted Kord and Jaime is amazing. It's fun. It's literally fun because, like, I would say because kind of Jaime is the guinea pig of sorts, where. Ted is like, all right, kid, we're going to do this. All you have to do is go in and stop the bad guys. He's like, do I have a plan? Go in and stop the bad guys. And then he goes in there, is like, what else am I supposed to do? Hold on for a second. Banter. And then, like, it's just so funny, dude. It's so much fun just seeing these two. And you've never really gotten this before because Ted always dies. And in Infinite Crisis, if I remember correctly, he died, which in terms got Jaime to be the Beetle because he found the Beetle. So, and then in New 52, it came from space. So, and now it's magic because this, at the very end of this issue, picks up where, in the middle of Rebirth, where you remember in Rebirth where Dr. Fate just comes out of nowhere?
Fate comes on, yeah.
And that happens at the end of this issue. So that's cool. That's a cool, very, like, where everything is in the universe and stuff like that.
So, have other issues done that?
Where it kind of picks up? No, I don't remember, I think the only one is no, because I was about to say when Wally went to go see Linda, but they just mentioned that they don't really show it because he picks up after.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't think any other book has done that, but this is interesting that it does do that.
Exactly, it gives you a time frame.
Yeah. But it's cool, and of course, I feel like the bad guy is always his best friend's aunt. It's always like this aunt that is just like like the head of a criminal organization. She's called La Dama. It was her in New 52. I'm pretty sure it was her in the first one, and that's just like her signature. Like she's the first one you have to always fight with Jaime, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, just the interaction, like when he's fighting the bad guys, and then the Beetle takes over for a little bit, and then starts doing something, and then Ted Kord's like, "Have you ever thought of just winging it, Jaime? Like letting the robot take over?" And I think that's the thing, because before it was the interaction and the kind of back and forth between him and the Scarab, which you never really understood what the Scarab said, but you can always get it from his responses.
Yeah, yeah, as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I think they just switched out the Scarab for Ted Kord's talking, and which is a little bit different because I think
I suppose that's one way of
thinking
putting him in there. Yeah.
yeah, he's more because the Beetle was more of, or the Scarab was more of blunt. Like if someone hit him on the shoulder, it'd be like threat identified.
Yeah.
Action
It'll be more
taken.
like AI.
Yeah, but it was always fun to see that too. But what Ted Kord, as I said, he's very just like winging it. It's very fun. He's a very fun character. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say. And Jaime's like a dope, I would say, because he doesn't know half the things he's doing because he's barely doing this. And he's just a kid. He's like, man, I just want to go to high school, go find some girls, But I guess I'm the Blue Beetle.
I'm stuck like this now.
Yeah, it was a fun issue. That's all really I could ask for because it wasn't necessarily that fun. The New 52 one, it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
eh. But what I will say, the art just does get a little wonky at times. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it was fun. Yeah, it was a good issue. So I think that's it for the comics of the week. What was your favorite?
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. Trying to think what I read now. I forgot.
Yeah.
Shit, what did I? I'm probably gonna go with Cap actually. Cap number 4.
Nice. If I had to go with one, maybe Action Comics. Action Comics is really good. But still, second would have to be Blue Beetle, just because. Here, let me give you this piece of dialogue that I just thought was hilarious. He's fighting the bad guys, right? And the bad guys break apart, but they can come back together, and they're fighting. And then he says, "I'm up for any ideas," as he tells Ted Kord, and Ted Kord says, "Yeah, me too." It's so funny, just like he doesn't always do either. I think they're just the perfect kind of.
You know
like,
what?
kids.
With that one line or that one little scenario, I understand why you like Blue Beetle now.
They're both just fun, man. Like,
Because they are you.
really,
I get it now.
it's just like on the fly. Like, we don't. What's the plan? Just go in there. I thought we had a
Yeah.
plan. Nah, just go in there. We're winging it, bro. So,
That is you in a nutshell. That really
just
is.
winging it or what? That's exactly me, especially when I play video games. When everybody's like, "All right, guys, we gotta get a plan. All right, we gotta go to B first," and they're like, "Where's Joe?" I'm already at C, like I'm already in the enemy's base, like trying to kill them. I'm always that guy that just rushes forward, and if I die, I just keep going. It's so
You're
funny.
the Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, where's that from? I've heard that before.
Leroy Jenkins is that video, the Warcraft meme.
Oh, that's what it is. But I never really saw it before, and the meme either. I just heard
How
the
did you
name.
never see what? Oh,
I actually never. I'm
was
very.
that one of the original internet videos?
I've actually never really saw it, honestly.
No.
And I've just heard people mention it before here and there.
You don't even need to see it. It's just the conversation they had that's like 5 minutes long, and it just gets ruined by this one guy.
Leroy Jenkins, is that? And he just rushes in places.
Yeah, like there's like 16 of them, and they're all talking, and he's like, "No, fuck this, I'm going in." And it's like, "God damn it, Leroy!"
That's me. That is now. Yeah, you're right. That is very much like.
Then like they're all like rushing and struggling to get like their plan together. It's like, quick, do this, do that, protect him, don't let him die.
And then Leroy just out of nowhere. It's that's funny.
So funny.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm on board for this. Just like once they gave us a little bit of what Ted Kord and Jaime were going to be all about, their relationship, I'm like, now on board. Let's get this. This is probably going to be the best Blue Beetle comic because their interaction is so much fun, dude. It's probably going to be the most fun, at least I'll say. Cause
It can't be any worse than the last one.
yeah, the New 52 wasn't that great, to be honest. I especially didn't like it where it came from space. I was like, I get what they were going from it, but I really like it when Ted Kord is intertwined into his legacy. You know, because
Yeah.
in the original,
Well,
Booster Gold helped him out.
surely now it becomes a legacy for Blue Beetle.
Well, he was a legacy before, because even though
Yeah,
Ted
but
Cord didn't have it.
it wasn't. It was, but it wasn't. Like they had the same name, but they weren't really.
Well, I'll tell you this: it was, but not for Jaime, kind of,
Yeah,
because Dan Garrett, the first one, is the one who gives Ted Cord the Beetle, who was his professor, and they knew each
yeah,
other. That's a
yeah,
legacy. But then when it came to what you call Jaime, he died, and then Jaime found the Beetle somewhere, just could be in the trash can. I don't remember. He found it. He started being the Blue Beetle, and then Booster found out there's someone being the Blue Beetle, and him being best friends with Ted Cord. He's like, I gotta go check this out, and that's where he starts becoming a type of mentor. He's like, look, Ted was my friend. I have this kind of like obligation to help because he wasn't really there when Ted died.
yeah.
So that was kind of a legacy, even though it wasn't. I feel like it was technically, but I guess you could say it wasn't too. But that's always something I would like. Like both of these, I just really love where you see boosters go like more emotional sides. Like, look, I wasn't there for Ted, but I will be there for him in spirit now. Like helping Jaime be a great Blue Beetle, and now where Ted is just like, let's just go have fun. But he's what Brandon Rouse was supposed to be, not the Atom, because Atom doesn't have as much fun as he does, or like quirky and stuff like that. He's just not like Ted is just not that quirky or awkward like he is in the show.
Yeah, but you can see that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, especially in they had it blue. Yeah. And when he first showed up, he actually said, I think he said something about do valet or something on the roof, because he came here on the roof, and that's a reference to Ted Cord and how he has the bug, the beetle, and how it's his little bat cave, everything, whatever. But overall, I'd say I had a good week in comics. So, do we have anything else, really?
No.
Yeah, nothing else, right? Nothing really.
I finally got a chest bin. The struggle is over.
The struggle is over.
That's about everything.
I'm waiting to play more of to see more of the Sunny Moon, because I'm waiting for that game. That is awesome.
Well, have you seen the water Arcanine?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Arcanine's getting a water form.
That's crazy. I did not expect.
It's virtually the same. It's just blue.
Oh.
It's just blue and light blue.
Well, now oh man, now my water type starter is gonna have to fight against every other. He's gonna be the strongest water type there is. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
I was watching this video, speaking of Sun and Moon, and it's quite an old one, but it was about rumors for it.
Yeah.
And I think it came out just before they announced that you could soar on Pokemon and ride Pokemon and all that.
Yeah.
And the original rumors had it saying that Ash Greninja's in the game, and forms like that. So it's kind of like, are we gonna be able to do that in the game?
Who knows? I mean, you're right. This is the first time they have the trainer on set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're always talking Pokemon. We were talking Pokemon before, and the main cast
Pokemon's hope
all day, dude, all day. So with that, until next time.
Toodles.